Pittsburgh Steelers, Jacksonville Jaguars, Week 8. A game that, well, if we could summarize it in anything, it's that George Pickens has not faced the Jacksonville Jaguars corners yet. He will on Sunday. Nick, we'll start with you. Your key to victory for the Pittsburgh Steelers as they host Jacksonville at Acrisure Stadium.
Well, as I've been trying to say, as they keep playing better and better offenses, the defense can't just keep, the turnover train up to keep them in this. And to some extent, it happened a little bit against the Rams, but that timely turnover by TJ Watt was so huge.
Huge.
I think really for the Steelers, you could see this offense. If there was a week to click, I think this is the week where it can click. If Deontay Johnson is healthy, if George Pickens, does channel the inner Hulk in him and dominates these corners, I definitely think that they have an absolute chance in this game. I mean, it's weird because I think this game, when it comes to, like, if you look at the Jaguars, like in terms of like their talent versus the Steelers, it's similar, but it's like the Jags have better coaching overall on the offensive side. But I think, I don't want to jinx this, obviously, but I think last week was probably Matt Canada's best that he's had as an offensive coordinator by far. And I think one of his best plays was actually an incompletion that did not, Connor Hayward was like, they did this like fake bubble screen. They had Hayward run up the seam, like fake, like he was going to block. And then he scooted out. And I was like, oh, Kenny, you got to throw that. Like, there were instances where Kenny was making up for his mistakes. And I think you're just honestly going to see this offense. If it's going to click, it's going to happen this week. If not, bring the back to fire Canada chance out. Like, obviously, I'm thinking the offense has to really awaken this week. Because I don't think the Steelers pass rush, as great as it is going to phase a guy like Trevor Lawrence, who can navigate through muddy pockets, be able to make plays outside of structure, in structure with, bodies flying around him. It's going to be tough for those corners, especially Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley. Ridley's been playing more as an X as opposed to a Z, but even in a static position, he can still beat a guy like Patrick Peterson. They win.
Whoa.
Take it easy.
Take it
easy.
No, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Not there yet.
Almost there. We're there. We're almost there. All right, Steven, you go next. Your key to victory here.
Yeah, my key is
Don't
pretty
give
much
a
along.
prediction.
I know what the deal is. I know the process. Don't need to educate me on that. But I'm kind of gonna walk the same line. I think you really got to be able to score in this game. I don't think this is. If you're not containing the run, if you're not doing the little things up front, they can really break some big plays on you. So I think that's going to happen. I think the Jaguars are going to be able to score, so the Steelers got to be able to keep up and take advantage of that pretty porous passing defense on the back end for Jacksonville.
All right, so I like both of those. Obviously, you got to score. You got to have. Those were good NFL plays. I was like, oh, I've seen that one from other offenses, actually. Who would have thought that? They're crazy. Mine is the other side of the football here. I'm going defense. I'm saying for the first time this season, you got to stop the run. And you have to stop the run. Make this a one-dimensional team for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Force Trevor Lawrence to win this game. I think Trevor Lawrence could win this game. Like, I think that Trevor Lawrence is one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL and still developing and has some serious weapons around him. But you got to put it in his hands. So you can't end this game and say, you know what? Travis Etienne could do whatever he wants and Trevor Lawrence could do what he wants because we'll be fine. You won't be. You're not going to make that work. You got to be able to make this a one-dimensional game. That falls on Cole Holcomb. That falls on Quan Alexander, Landon Roberts, and it most certainly falls on that defensive line, starting with Larry Ogunjobi and hopefully a heavy dose of Keanu Benton in this one over Montravius Adams. And really, I like Adams, but I just think that if you're going to try to stuff the run, put Keanu there. He's not as much of a penetrator, but he is a run stuffer, which right now that's what you need. I'm going with stuff in the run. You do that, you give yourself an opportunity. You know, this isn't a fully loaded offense at that point. And then you just kind of hope that, you know, nobody gets beat over top by Christian Kirk, which is probably going to happen at least once, and Calvin Ridley doesn't have himself a day. I don't know how you stop Christian Kirk if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I don't know if you got an option for that speed, but, you know, hopefully you figure that out, and hopefully you could have somebody over top. All right. Now, Nick, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Your score prediction: Week 8, Pittsburgh Steelers, Jacksonville Jaguars. They're 2-0 in the last 2 weeks. Can they make it 3? Your thoughts?
I'm gonna say they're playing at home. It's a big game. This could be a turning point in their season. If not, it could be just kind of like the same old as the season goes along. But I'm going to say they win 27-24 against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
7.
I know 27 points. It's crazy. And I didn't want to think that at first, but like I if there was a week where this offense is going to put it together, I think it is this week. I think this is the type of defense that they can go up against and be able to score points. Even like the Saints last week, they're a very maligned offense, but they're very talented, and they were able to still put very good scoring drives together, make it extremely competitive. Biggest worry, and you outlined it, is Travis Etienne.
Yes.
If he runs wild, they're in trouble.
Yeah, I agree. That could get scary fast. 27. What was your score? 27 what?
24.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a fun Sunday right there. All right, Steven, your score prediction: Week 8, Pittsburgh Steelers, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey man, if that's fun, I think we're gonna have even more fun.
Oh my gosh, what are we doing here?
I think the Steelers also score 27 points. I do think that comes in a loss, though. I think the Jags are gonna put up like 30 points. I think it's my final score prediction: 30-27 Jacksonville. I feel like I'm pretty afraid that Travis Etienne is going to actually run wild on them. And that he's going to have a ton of yards. They're going to control the line of scrimmage. They're going to break some explosive plays, and the Steelers will keep up. They'll do just enough to kind of keep up. I think they'll have a chance to win it, but for really the first time, we're going to see Kenny Pickett not be able to convert a late fourth quarter opportunity, and Steelers are going to walk away with a loss that I think you can still be somewhat encouraged by, but loss to loss. So
that is the worst type of loss. That is the worst. The losses where you're just like, man, you played good football. Those are the worst. Nobody wants those losses. You know what I mean? Either suck or win. Those are the only two things I feel. Because if you suck, you're like, okay, well, fire candidate chance could come back. But if you're good, if you score 27 points and you lose by 3, you're just sitting there just being like, fire Terrell Austin? Is that what we do here? I don't know. There's just that would be terrible. All right. 27 points, ridiculous. You guys are out of your minds, okay? Out of your minds. I'm going Pittsburgh Steelers over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Carry this winning streak to 3. Keep Steven, you've been going against your bold prediction every single week since.
I have.
Well, I guess the last 2 weeks.
I don't want to jinx it. That's
true. I'm sticking with it. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers pull this one off. They go 3-0. It's a tight one. 24-21. I'm going to keep it realistic here, okay? Now with 27 points. It's been a decade since the Pittsburgh Steelers have scored 27 points. unless they lose to the Cincinnati Bengals. 24-21. I think Kenny gets it done. I think the offense looks smooth. I think the game is much further apart than it seems, and the Jacksonville kind of brings it close there at the end, gives them maybe an opportunity, but not a real opportunity. 24-21. 2 good weeks for Matt Canada. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one.
And we're the unrealistic ones. Okay, yeah. That's
you called. I mean, if you're scoring 27 points, it's a good week for Matt
true.
Canada. It's a good week for Matt Canada with a loss. It's the worst way to do it. But 24-21. Nick, you're 27-24 Steelers, correct?
Yes.
All right, Steven, we'll see what happens on Monday.